are going to change gears now to a cruise liner. It was docked across the river from New York City. 4 people on board were diagnosed with the coronavirus.
Yeah, the other 4,000 passengers were allowed to leave while the 4 were taken away for treatment. More than 600 people around the world have died so far. Now, here's an incredible number. Here in America, think about this. 10,000 people have died from the flu this season. It seems like we should be more worried about the flu than the coronavirus. Should we? Well, here to tell us is Dr. Luiza Petre. She is a board-certified cardiologist affiliated with some of the largest hospitals in New York City and Mount Sinai School of Medicine. Doctor, let's talk about the seasonal flu first. This doesn't get a lot of headlines. How many people have died, and is it just vulnerable people who are dying?
Yes, indeed. We are witnessing a very severe flu season, much worse than the other years. And that's because this year is different. We are seeing 2 types of flu strains. We started with type B, which is really very unusual. We haven't seen this since 1992. What does it mean? Is type B flu, and myself and my daughter, we had this 3 weeks ago, even we had the shot, is preceding the type A flu season that's catching up and basically having a double epidemics. So far, we had 25 million cases in the United States.
Okay, very good. Now, we're taking a look right now. You're familiar with the cruise ship here in New York Harbor that brought in like 4,000 people. Now, here's the question for you. There are 4 people that they're waiting to see whether they actually have the coronavirus. 27 were tested, 4 went to the hospital, but 4,000 passengers were let off this cruise ship. As a doctor, what does that mean to you?
Very good point you bring. We are witnessing breaking news right now. What we know is that 4 people were suspected. They were of a Chinese background or visited China recently. So far we learned that 1 person has confirmed flu. We still don't know about the other 3. But obviously the question is if we should have been more cautious and establishing some sort of quarantine for the rest of 4,000 passengers. And it's hard to believe it's happening right in our backyard here.
How does the coronavirus look any different from the typical flu? What can we look out for, and how can we be treating both of these?
The symptoms are very similar. We are talking about fever and respiratory symptoms like cough and shortness of breath. The incubation for coronavirus is average 5 days, but they can have symptoms between 2 days and 2 weeks. They overlap in symptoms that can be very confusing for diagnosis. Infectious rate, it's moderate. It's, I would say, slightly lower than the prior epidemics that we had with SARS or MERS, but it's similar to flu.
Well, here's something I don't understand. The incubation period on this, that is, you can be exposed to something and not show any symptoms, is somewhere around 5 days, I believe. So why let 4,000 people off a cruise ship who may have been exposed?
I totally agree with you there. We should have taken some precautions and established a quarantine until we have some definite answers and we rule out these passengers.
Right. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that story and keep all of our viewers updated. Dr. Luiza Petre, thanks so much for joining us.